Hi, my name is Tim and I'm forgiven. I know that I've been saying, why don't somebody get involved? Why don't somebody do something? Where are the people that I want to vote for? What am I going to do? And um, I don't really look at myself as somebody who's going to run an office, and I have no idea that that's ever going to take place. But um, what I need in a politician, no matter what level of a politician I'm talking about, is I need somebody who's very conservative. It's very extremely important to me that we get conservative politicians in office. This is the only way we're going to correct the problems that I think exist in politics. The longer they're involved, the more and more they know how to work the system, and they understand it better than a newcomer, and it's very dangerous, I believe. And I think that the idea of no incumbents is to weed out this sort of situation. Now, said before, I'm not for not voting for somebody who's doing a good job. That's why I don't want term limits. But if things are not right and the incumbent comes up for election, it's pretty common sense to me that you just don't vote for the incumbent. And this is true on our local scale too, and this is my point. I don't know where you're at. I don't know what state you're in. I don't care. I think it's a legitimate statement. No matter where you're at, we need to reduce the size of government. And we got to realize that the size of government is piling up, and pretty soon it's going to be a government-ran country by a government election, because everybody's going to be involved. Not everybody, but a majority of people are going to be employed by the government, some level of government. When that happens, when the government has the power to vote themselves in, then, it's bad enough now because we have politicians who are promising people outside of the government things. But when we get to that imbalance where there's more people that work for government than are privately employed, it's going to be really extremely dangerous. Now, if I ever tell you that I'm in this for you, it's a lie, and I don't think I'm going to tell you that I'm in this for you. But along the same lines, I think that what's good for me is good for you. I think that's just common sense. What's good for me is good for you, because I'm not looking for some kind of personal gain or some sort of personal advantage. And if I'm not going to get a personal gain or personal advantage from it, I don't think anybody else is either. So I think what's good for me is good for you. And if I didn't think that, then I would be, this would be kind of a moot point, because there'd be no point in bringing it up to you, because I'd have to persuade you to do something that isn't good for you. We have to really, everybody's got to get involved. That's the great thing about we the people, and I think we've overlooked this for a long time. We the people. That means that we run the country. We're responsible for the lopsidedness that is our country right now. We have no one to blame but ourselves. And the more we sit outside and the more things go wrong, the more it's our fault. And I've been guilty of this. I've been waiting for somebody to come along and fix the problems. I've been waiting for a knight in white to come in and just shake things up and fix things. And along those same lines, we've got to realize that this isn't a one-man show. Ronald Reagan shook the nation. And that's what one man can do. That's why it's important that you get involved, because one man will make a heck of a difference. But we need senators, and we need governors, and we need the presidency, and we need commissioners, and we need all the seats in the House, and we need all these filled by conservative people. And on the local level, this is probably where it needs to start. And this is like pulling teeth without any kind of number. It's going to be hard. We've got to take less money out of the public sector. the small governments, the local governments, the county and the city governments have got to take less money. They've got to show, and sometimes it's going to hurt worse than we can imagine, but they have to show the first step. They can say, look, I don't know what good this is going to do me, because this means we aren't meeting our budget, and now we're not going to meet our budget for sure. So it's one of those things where when you reduce and slash and do all this, that it's going to hurt, but at some point in time you have to do it. And this is what I was talking about in the stages of depression. These things have got to occur. We have got to make the local government smaller. It has to happen. Local government has got to start giving back some of the money they've been taking. There isn't any money right now. Even if we're prospering, this is where the big lie comes in, that when we're prospering, it's okay to raise taxes and to take the money and to share in the joy. There's no greater thing than you could do than to have people say, under the rule of this man, everything went up, everything went right, everything went good. And it just doesn't happen because we want it to. There has to be steps taken. A lot of people, I think, don't really delve into the meat of what politicians and what politics is, and they don't understand how these things work. And I think if you get involved, go down, if you're a liberal, get involved with the liberals. Go down there and listen to the Democratic Party people telling you what they're going to tell you and tell you what they're going to do, and go pay attention. And I think that the more you pay attention, the more you're going to see that when they promise you stuff, it is not from their own hearts that they're promising you stuff. It is from their desires. It is from their lust and their envy and their greed. It's what they want for themselves and not what they want for you. And that's the way it is it's the way it is with everyone. That's the way we are. We're out for ourselves. And serving in politics has got to become about the people and not about serving yourselves. And we got to find politicians that are running with that in mind, and we have to keep them. We got to keep their feet to the fire. We've got to keep them in line with their promises, and we have to make them live up to their promises when it's good for the country. And when they don't, we just got to reject them. We got to throw them out. We've got to let them know. And this is stuff that's got to happen. And we got to take some serious action soon, and we got to take it hard. And the elections coming up are going to make a big difference. They're going to be a big difference. But just changing from Democrats to Republicans is not enough. I do not want rhinos. To me, a Republican is someone who wants smaller government, less taxes, equal taxation. They want less control and less regulation. And I could go on and on. These are things that have got to happen. Or, my dad said to me a few months ago when I was talking to him that he thinks that America has seen its highest point in prosperity, and that from now on it's downhill and we'll never get there again. And I understand where he's coming from, and I look at it and I say, this is the people of America's fault. This is we the people. This is we the people's fault. It's our fault. So we're going to leave it to the surefire, impossible to be any other way but failure. This isn't the end of it. We can win this if we all get involved, if we all look at things and keep people honest and make sure that their motives are true. Help. And God bless you.